Yeah,
So we
I've
got
got to.
we got a Clyde bot. So just to be clear for the recording, I'm not gonna try against this guy. He's gonna be taking the theistic hypothesis, which is just gonna be affirming God's existence. I'm gonna be an atheist. Okay, go ahead.
Please
Wait,
mute him.
real quick. Let me send a ping real quick though.
Yeah, and
Wait,
once.
actually, can you put the results on, please?
Yeah, I got you.
So,
Don't worry.
Calm. Can you be the moderator?
Yeah, I can. But I need perms.
I got you. I'll get you the VC mod, bro. If no one sees you with this, just say you're moderating. All right. Sorry, mute him, calm, and then once I'm done, give him the
You
opening
said you said
statement.
2 minute time limit. You said 2 minute time limit.
Just do 3 minutes. 3 minutes is good.
All right. Where the fuck is Flo, bro? What's his name on this account?
I don't know.
My name just
Oh,
Flo.
it's Flo. Okay.
Yep.
Right. Who's going first?
Me.
The
I'm
re-
going first. So just mute him.
Okay, go ahead.
Yo, this guy Archie forgot to. Oh, he's using the big thing. Yeah, so the argument as to why I believe that an entity that is aspatial and atemporal towards the universe exists is just going to be through the means of the Kalam argument, which is to say that it just seems to be the case that upon the observable universe, everything is contingency or has a contingency. Contingency is just going to say or be that within the universe, caused by something external to that of itself. For example, a kid is caused by the relationship between the mother and father. The universe, you could say, was caused by something that we can just identify as God. You could say that a phone is caused by some Chinese kids in a slave shop working together to put this together. Wi-Fi was caused by intelligence, etc., etc., etc. It just is a very consistent data set and a very big probable data set that if it is the case that almost 80% or 90% or seemingly all things in existence are contingent upon something else, then it would most likely follow that the universe itself is contingent, which would then be backed up furthermore by theories and ideas that try not theories, but scientific theories or scientific hypotheses that attempt to prove or justify that the universe was created or did have a cause. If it's the case that the universe did have a cause, then therefore that cause is going to be something that we just identify as God. That's my argument. I can be muted now.
Wait, Flo, I thought you said you were okay with the 2 minute talking stick time limit.
Hello. No.
Yeah.
No, I agreed with that. That's not what I was saying we're not doing. But okay, hold on. So just to go against his argument, obviously, when he's talking about an aspatial, atemporal being, such that that being is going to be qualitatively this, I guess in this sense, the primordial force for which is supposed to instantiate this existence of the universe, for which everything is going to be contingent. I would probably just go against the contingency there. I don't believe anything's going to be contingent, let alone necessary. And I think you're going to lose to this because you're a retard. Now, when you're talking about contingency, obviously you're going to be talking about a dependency on one another. Maybe I'll go against those dependency relations. You're going to be talking about it can fail to exist. I'll probably go against those failures. I'll just say that it's going to be an underlying transformation such that it's going to always be in an active transformation, but it's never going to solidify in such a way where it can actually fail to exist. Another thing I would like to say against the Kalam's argument, when you're talking about Kalam's argument, you're going to be saying, well, it seems to be the fact that whatever begins to exist has a cause of its existence. But even the examples that you just brung up, like the intelligence and the Wi-Fi, that just seems like correlation. Those are not causations. There's a difference between Judy April's interventional probability, such that you're going to be probably having the p given y. Actually, the py given the x, such that you're going to be making a doing on the x for which is going to bring that into existence, versus p x given y. Those two are distinct, by the way. So you can have the outcome, which is the dependent variable, such that it's going to be within an endo-consistent model for which it's just going to actually be giving us this correlation towards that of the x. But it's never going to actually make an intervention upon that x. So you can have some explanans in this sense for the explanandum, but that doesn't mean that's going to be causation. Because obviously you can be the explanon for the explanandum insofar for intelligence being the explanans for why the generation of the explanandum, in this sense, for which that's going to be the constituent of Wi-Fi, is going to actually be arisen here. But it's not going to be the causation in the sense of the generative force. You might say that there's a hidden confounder. This
Oh, I'm unmuted. Thank you. So the retard kind of just rambled and went over a bunch of points and basically just said that he's fine with like denying everything. And as this going to be reduced towards a state of either he said translation or transformation. So one, I'll just ask what he means by that. And then two, further elaborate upon that and why you think that even if it is the case, for example, I don't know, a black hole, right? A black hole is going to be caused by, I guess, what a star like reaching its like life expectancy and then just turning into something else, right? So if the cause for the star to just, I don't know, be immortal and the black hole never happens, you don't think it would then be in a state of nothingness or not even a thing anymore? A thing is just gonna be something that has a property of being or existence. So if this thing doesn't have a property of being or becoming or even that of existence itself or that of essence, then how are you gonna say it's gonna be in this, I guess, conceptual state of transformation? I don't know what that means. He started yapping about not trans, explanon or explanan. I don't know what the fuck that means. I know we're using jargon. Just further elaborate on that and actually break it down within layman terms. Then, thirdly speaking, for the whole Wi-Fi example, I just don't think that thing follows entirely, and also justify that could ever be the case, and that is actually is a distinction. Fourthly speaking, the whole Wi-Fi thing is just that the reason or cause as to why Wi-Fi could ever exist is because something gave causation towards a said thing. If it wasn't for humans, there is no Wi-Fi. This isn't some sort of, I guess, dependency relation in reference to like some like what is it, X, Y, P probability. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Point being is that the cause is A. A is that humans exist. The cause of A, not the cause, but because A exists, therefore things can come forth tuition from A or be born from A, that being humans, Wi Fi, things of that nature. So I'll just ask you when humans give causation towards other things, I want the distinction between that of itself. Because, for example, a human is a causation. We're not going to say it's like a dependency relation. I would want the distinction.
Yeah, this idiot is fucking retarded. So one, for the justification for what you're saying that I'm talking about, it's not a justification of audited. I've given a motivation and I've already did this through an analogical line of reasoning, you fucking retard. Two, a thing you said is something that has the property of being. That's fucking retarded. Let alone, I don't even think any fucking literature defines it like that. But I would just say a thing is a multiplicity of these capacities that temporarily hold together within, I guess in this sense, this type of union or assemblage, these processes. And you were talking about this property of becoming. Becoming is not a property. Obviously, it is that for which produces the property, you fucking retard. You don't even know what's going on. You're a fucking retard. Now, you just said explanans and explanandum is a fucking jargon term. That's how we know you're fucking philosophically inept. You're philosophically incompetent, but you're trying to do philosophical discourse. This looks bad for you. Obviously, when you're talking about explanans and explanandum in any type of metaphysical introductory, you would know that there's going to be obviously these types of things that's going to be doing the explaining and the things that's being explained within the fucking literature, within any type of prolegomena. Everything else that you just said is going to obviously be dismissed in this sense, for which we're going to be saying that obviously you're talking about this type of differentiation, actually this differentiation that's going to be in between. But the differentiation is not going to be between, it's going to be primary in this sense, so it's going to be primordial here. But I'm not going to be taking this in the sense where I'm just going to go into like a delusion account. I'll just deny your difference in between though. So I'm just going to be saying that we're going to be getting away from that. We could take like a Heraclitus account there. Now, getting back to what I was trying to say, it seems to be the fact that when you're talking about these premises, they have this static invariance, but obviously when faced with defaults, they're going to obviously show that they're going to be dynamic in itself. So it's going to be inconsistent such that the premises is going to fail in itself since it has to have the semantic invariance. So premises would fail in your account. Your theory of argumentation would fail, structured argumentation framework, because you can just abstract away from that. You can't go against that because you're a retard. I just know that you suck. Like, I don't have to take you serious. I don't even have to actually like try against you. Now, getting back to what I was trying to say, the
That was
proponents
not rhetorical.
are not gonna simply. What the fuck was that? Oh, wait. Somebody just cut me off. I want extra
I
talking time. Now,
yeah, you
okay,
can. You could also get extra talking time for the time I'm speaking right now. No one interrupt. If you interrupt, I'm timing you out for a week.
beautiful. Tell me when you're ready to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, like I try to say, the causation in this sense, because I could take like a causal inference, it's probably going to go into the directionality of a Granger causality, such that there's going to be a Granger cause. And the Granger cause would be on the consistent trends for which are going to be rating. And in this sense, we're not going to actually have these types of causations that's going to be emitted in your sense, but rather it's going to be a correlation or an associational concept because you were going based on the seemings, for which that's going to be making a production of a like this underlying association. That's going to be the dependent fucking variable. You fucking retard. Not the independent variable. You're making it predictable. You fucking retard. That's why you're going in the sense of the independent variables for which you're going into the C means. That's how I know you don't know anything about epistemology. Also, everything you're saying is going to have semantic indetermination insofar to the meta semantics that we're going to be employing here. So that's not going to be any taxonomy there. Everything that you're saying is
Bro, this guy's a yapper. Like, this isn't even theology. Like, he's just blurting out shit. But I mean, sure, he said he doesn't need to give a reason as he gave motivation. Okay, I'm just gonna ask, what is the motivation? And like I said earlier, why is that an actual adequate logical reason as to why? Because, for example, I can have motivations to say that Flo is a retarded nigger because he has a lisp and can actually track arguments and is a retard that gets glazed by other retarded niggers like Tron and fucking Braley, two dumbasses too. So off of that, I could say, yeah, I have a motivation to say that Flo is a fucking retard that isn't actually a good debater.
This
There's actually no philosophy. I don't know why he's talking. He's also retarded too. So I can say, yeah, I have a motivation for that. But the motivation didn't want to transpire. I gave like reasoning to then actually put that into reality to say, oh yeah, you're a retard. Philosophy and actually read more. Now, in reference towards, I think having multiplicity, I'm just going to assume multiplicity is that the reason as to why a human would exist is because it has bones, it has blood, it has a brain, it has consciousness, it has these things that work in conjunction or work together to create something in totality. If that's just gonna be the case, then sure, that's just be like an inverted concession to what I just said that these things have a becoming or causation. The causation has a multiplicity. If you remove the multiplicity, then the thing is just gone. Then you said that becoming isn't an actual property, but instead it causes the property to exist. Maybe you're retarded, but property in this understanding and semantics of this debate it's just simply going to be that something that has a essence or that of ontology. For example, becoming is that it allows something to become into existence or a thing that is newly begun. Right? That's gonna be a property of becoming. You're a retard once again. He went on like a bunch of rants about semantics and things of that nature. I'm just gonna ask the justification as to why that's true. He went into meta semantics. Okay, what meta semantics theory are you using? 1 to 3 of argumentation. I'm just gonna collapse all those. Like, I'm just gonna ask you why and the reason that applies onto this, and we're just going in circles for that part. The reference to the whole like higher causal thing or higher causality thing, or I mean, please just justify that too. And what's the actual relevance for what I'm talking about? Then, fourthly, speaking for the other notes that we missed, he said that like he's gonna be using a delusion account to make, I guess, a non-inferential distinction between the things that I'm saying to run away from the actual substance. So once again, I'll just ask you, justify that too. And then
All right, Trouble, your time's over. But look, stop swearing, bro. We need to post that.
I'll chill out with the swearing because I obviously he's been
no,
showing
no,
like
you could swear.
but
Just try not to say slurs too much, please.
okay. So don't worry. So one, I never said I was using a Delusian account. I said I'm not going to be using a Delusian account. So I know that you can't track. I just said that obviously we could take a Heraclitus account, but obviously you can't track that because you're a retard. To keep on going, you were trying to speak about the higher causality. I never spoken on anything about a higher causality actually. That's how I know, like, I'm just going to dismiss that. I never spoke about a higher causality. Theory of argumentation is going to be preference-based argumentation for knowledge qualification or unified argumentation-based framework for, like, knowledge qualification by Michael Lazois and obviously Atanas Kakis. You're not going to go against that. And you're talking about that. It's not going to be motivation insofar to a type of theory of justification, but it's rather going to be anti-foundationally adjudicated given the fact that it has the parameters of defaults that's going to be a deficit upon your view. And it's going to also intervene given our type of hypothetical manipulation. So you're not going to go against that. You said semantics-wise that's true. Yeah, no, nobody spoke about my semantics being true. I'm just saying that obviously there's this indetermination such that it's never going to actually be aberrantly assigned or configured toward what you're trying to get to, given the fact that you have some type of uncertainty in the sense of the correlation and causation points, which I bring back in there. Becoming is a production. So I said becoming produces, not causes. Those two are distinct. It can quasi-cause, but that quasi belongs to the actual. When you're talking about causation, which belongs to the actual, that's going to be going to the effectus and the affecting. Obviously, for that for which is going to be affected is going to be cause for which is going to actually give us the incorporeal event, but you're not going to go against that because you're a retard. So becoming is not causation. I don't know why you said that. Anyway, you said this might be true or must be true. Both of those views are probably going to be dismantled. I'm not going to go into those types of disjuncts. I'm not going to hold to those. You also said adequate actual logical reasoning. This nigga's a retard. What the fuck type of word formation was that? Anyway, to get back into it, it's going to be adequate insofar to its eminent internal adequacy test, such that it's going to be eminently configured in such a way where it's going to be making this underlying production that's going to be seen and even correlated and even caused, given the type of other bodies that we have.
Yo, I don't think a lot down for a second. I'm just gonna respond and then we can just go to conclusions because this nigga is he's on the slow bus. So one, never said higher causality. You said greater causality, but if you don't respond to your own point as a means of disagreeing with what I said, that's fine. You can just concede on that. Um, you just say you're not going to using a Deleuze or whatever retarded nigga you guys look into or read up on account. You're going to use a different account. Okay, you can use different accounts. I don't give a shit, bitch. I'm asking the reasoning and justification as to why this account can even be taken seriously to affect or even reduce my view. So just saying, oh, I'm going to be using this account that does nothing, that's still in question, just begging the question, even going circling upon that. Then he brought up theories of justifications that these theories of justification apply onto what I'm saying and are eternally within my view. So I'm once again, I'm just going to ask you for, what is it? The evidence for that me automatically. Theory justification I'm just going to be using is going to be correspondence. So it just seems, not even seems, it is the case that it corresponds to reality that things are cause, and this cause is a consistent thing within reality from the very beginning of creation itself. So that's going to be evident and proven through itself. Then he said, I have some sort of uncertainty between correlation, justify that. Becoming isn't causation. I don't know where, and it makes the confusion that you live in that I said becoming is a property or part of causation, you retarded bitch. Then, in reference towards the very, very last thing, he said the motivation is going to be like this, like internally configured thing. That doesn't answer my question as to why we should take that seriously. Please actually justify why that's a means of actually giving a truthful argument, or why that's going to be a means of validity when it comes to debating, and why, if I were to, I guess, do said thing, that doesn't mean I can just take it to be something or actually give any meaningful thought behind it or truth behind it. Actually, um, yeah, we can go to conclusions. We're done.
Yeah, this fucking retard is bad.
You're
There's not a
retarded, bitch.
truth
I
of
don't know why he's
anything I'm
speaking. I
saying.
forgot to get muted. He's retarded, bro. This
What the
guy's
fuck?
retarded.
Your ass. You're fucking dog shit. Yeah, the false liberates that of the truth, by the way. So the power of the false is going to liberate that of the form of the truth. So you're not going to say that anything is going to be reaching truth in the sense of a teleological sense. Obviously, the truth is going to be transformative from that of the false. You're not going to go against that because you're a retard. Now, I'm not saying you should take anything serious or we should take anything serious. I don't
Little
give a fuck
bitch.
about you taking anything serious. That's not going to actually have the indication of my view not having any axiological implementation there. You fucking retard. You're trying to say becoming
Little bitch.
is going to be part of the causation. Obviously, what the fuck? Why do I keep on getting fucking cut off? Yeah, becoming is not a part of the causation here, let alone it's not a property. It is that for which precedes that and for which gives rise of it, because obviously the causation has this individuation that underlies it, for which there is a causation, there has to be a differentiation that's going to be primary towards
Little
that. You
bitch.
fucking retard. Also, you said the theory of justification is correspondence. That's how I know you blundered.
That shit is not a core.
Correspondence theory is the theory of truth. You fucking retard. Not a theory of fucking justification. That's how I know you're already losing. That's a blunder. Blunder, nigga. You're going on blunder talks next to. Hold up. But look, that's the
Little bitch.
point though. Understanding that, you said it's begging the question is going circular. You're gonna have to justify that. Also, I don't hold to the justification under my view. Obviously, I'm gonna be taking like a rhizomatic view of thought. Obviously, it's not gonna be aberration. It's not gonna go into this type of dogmatic imagery of thought. Obviously, I don't hold to essentialism. I couldn't say that in my last response because I got fucking cut off. But with that being said, everything that you're just going to be saying is never going to actually get to that of the truth, because I'm going to get to that very model, that very type of setup, for which has those destinations, those type of teleological advancements. And in that sense, you fucking lost. You fucking retard. You suck. You're not good. You're ass. Also, your theory of argumentation would obviously be dismantled, given the fact that I just said that it has these invariances, these type of staticness, where I'm just going to be saying it's going to be going under this type of, differentiation that's going to be modeling it. Obviously, he said that he's done. That was his last response, so we can go to conclusions. He didn't go against what I said, and we're holding to the plane of eminence and transcendental empiricism. We can conclude. He didn't go against it.
Hey,
We're
we'd
taking a
like to
radical.
start off
We're not doing
conclusions
that. This
first.
guy tried to give like 5 arguments and then go to conclusions. This guy's a retard.
Wait.
He just
So
said he was going to go to
wait.
conclusions,
I don't know
Okay.
why
by
he's
the way.
unmuted.
To
I don't know why
be
he's
to
unmuted.
Yeah, you're
it's
fucking dog
fine.
shit.
I
You're
don't know why
ass.
he's
You
unmuted.
fucking.
That's like a
Wait.
crazy
Just real
system. Like, you want
quick.
to win like that? That's fine. You're a
Just
Hold
retard.
real
on, your
quick.
shit. Your
I'm
shit.
trying to clarify for you. Did you want to give another point?
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I want to respond to everything he just said, and then we can
All right, bet he's
Okay.
gonna.
like
Sure.
I don't like who does
Let me
this
set
shit.
my
Like,
timer.
thank you, Archie. Thank you. Now to respond to the points that were just made, as this guy's oh man, he needs some Akano teachings. So theory of what is it? The theory of correspondence is a theory of truth and not thing for theory of justification. So I'll just one say prove that, as I don't give a fuck about whatever philosophies you care to or prove to. I will affirm and argue that the theory of correspondence is a means of being a theory of truth and means and virtue of justifying an argument or a proposition or premise that a person can hold to. So, for example, if I have an argument and I have like a line set of reasoning, and within my premises, it's going to be P1, P2 conclusion, P1, X, P2, Y conclusion, RT is good or RT is a go, or whatever. That can be justified through the means of epistemology or truth. So I would just ask you why it is the case or why it isn't the case that epistemology cannot be used to justify theories of justification or arguments or theories of argumentation to actually be true. Like this is just so retarded. Then for causation, he said that becoming is going to be predating causation. I want to argument as why that's true. Um, we would never say that when something is creating the idea or concept of causality, that causality is becoming. We're going to be saying that an agent that we can identify as a god, that being a source, agent for omnipotent, omniscient, whatever, is the reason as to why this thing exists. It is the cause. Whenever we're like debating theology or philosophy, we say X agent is the cause for existence and the concepts that like govern our reality. We never say, oh, X is the becoming of these like do you see how retarded that sounds? Oh yeah, God is the becoming of the things that he's creating. This is just so retarded. This guy's an idiot. Then in reference to a whole other thing, he said, why is he begging a question? I put an account into question. This guy then responds by saying, "Oh yeah, I'm using a different account." And the whole point of the account is I'm asking for the reason justification. Everything else I don't think matters. The guy just keeps taking different accounts, saying that, oh, my theory of argumentation or what I'm doing has a model. This model is, and he's attacking that model. Okay, I'm asking you to one, prove that, then prove that whatever model I'm going by, you believe that it has these set things that's gonna just dismantle my entire argumentation. Um, yeah, I think we're done. Unless he makes a new point, aren't you? I think we're just done. Like these guys are all retarded, bro. Braylee's a
Yeah,
fucking
so
retard.
just to
John's a
clarify,
retard. Poser.
put a muzzle on him, put a muzzle on him, put a muzzle on him. He's dog shit. Yeah, I'm gonna give another point, by the way, just to be clear for like Archie. Yeah, so he just said a lot of things that was bad for him. So even using the premise one, premise two conclusion, obviously it's gonna be a typical syllogism that we're gonna be using within formal logic, and then advancing a justification given their connection. One, there's a connection such that the connection is trying to what we actually, in this sense, this connection is trying to be making this preservation upon a conclusion. Obviously, if gamma derives phi, then gamma in union with delta derives phi for any delta. You fucking retard. That's just going to be monotonicity, which you're trying to use. And you're probably going to be making an inclination upon. Obviously, we're going upon the semantic entailment here. We're not talking about the justification. The justification for the premises, like you just said, is going to actually, how you said it, you said justified is going to be through the means of epistemology. If it's going to be through the means of epistemology adapted upon these types of premises, then it seems that there's an external connection, you fucking retard. So yeah, you just cooked yourself. Causality is becoming. Now, when you're talking about is becoming, obviously is seems too static. That seems too identity. In this sense, that seems too much identity talk there. That's static. We don't want that. We're saying causality is in actually, we want to say it's in the progression of becoming or the process of becoming, but it's never being. Being is the cause you just said. Your view of the causing. I just said I'm taking a Spinozian account, you fucking retard, and I took like a type of Stoic account, such that causes are going to be in the actual, but the effect is going to be all that for which is going to be incorporeal. And obviously, it has a quasi cause. You said prove the model is going to be dismantling my model of, or my view of argumentation. The model dismantles your view of argumentation in the fact that you actually have these postulates that's underlined by the very individuation that's going to actually produce it, which you didn't go against that, which the postulates were statically aligned, for which it had those type of semantic postulations. You fucking retard. And that indetermination that I've shown was underlying your meta-semantic taxonomy. You fucking
Oh, this is yeah. Reading on retards is fun, bro. I fuck with this. I see why they get goons like Extorm to call him, bro. Now, what is it? For like the last part of which he just said, it's kind of just a jargon term. The guy's just saying P this or this and that my model has these semantics and all this bullshit, right? Once again, I'll just ask you one, layman terms for the whole entire VC and crowd. And then two, once you put it in layman terms, actually explain as to one, what you believe the model I'm using is, and then two, once we establish the model that I am using, when you feel free to ask a question about it, then we can get into, okay, well, I have this model of argumentation, which I've already said what it was earlier. You think this model has, you said, things that can dismantle itself, or another model that can dismantle it. Like, once again, we can get into that, and like, once again, just please prove that. Then becoming and causation, I feel like we're just once again going in circles. So the last response that unless something new is brought up is just going to be that becoming is just going to be a property of causation. You said that is too static, is too identifying, but when it comes to identifying who created the universe, we're looking for a static thing. We're not going to be looking for a thing that isn't in place, right? That's how we're gonna get into an infinite what is it called? An infinite reoccursion, like an infinite chain or something where like God created this and God is caused by this, therefore this needs to cause and just ad infinitum, right? We're not looking for that. We're like identifying who exists unless you're like a fucking polytheistic or like a Hinduist bitch, right? So we're looking for static key. Is gonna be fine and perfect in the sense. So when I say God is causing something to exist or to have a thing within reality, that's perfectly fine. I want the argument as to why is can't be used to describe these models. Uh, yo, Archie, how much time do I have left? Or calm?
You have 10 seconds now.
Flo is a bitch. Just gonna dismiss everything he just said or was saying. I'll respond in the next turn.
Yeah, so everything you're going to be saying is going to be dismissed. But to keep on going, yeah, you just said prove the model. Actually, no, you said becoming is a property. That's a repetition. Obviously, I just went against becoming being a property. Obviously, it's going to be the underlying individuation for which produces that of the properties, for which is going to be the things. For obviously, you have things and propositions which are going to be obviously individuated by two series. So you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Is going to be static because you said we're looking for static thing. So in this fucking retarded. One is having this staticness within your view. Obviously, I believe is going to be in motion because I'm a post-structuralist. Obviously, we're not taking like a saucery view, for which is the father of the structuralist hypothesis. You're so ass. I don't know how you're losing. Anyway, to keep on going, like I was trying to say, we're not having these end goal teleological exemplifications upon is. Obviously, is it's just going to be something that's going to be in movement, for which is going to be processually carried out by the verbs, given the fact that the copula is actually going to be in place so we can actually speak about these models. So that's going to be the re-identification, not the identification. Obviously, you kept on trying to say, why can't we have these identifications so we can't model it in this way? I'm not saying that you cannot model it in such a way, but I'm saying that your modeling is obviously confusing the underlying simulacra. You fucking retard. So you didn't go against what I just said. Also, everything you're saying is going to be dismissed. Again, like to keep on going, you just said is can't describe these models in the sense of your staticness. That's why I'm going to be saying is not going to be describing your models in the staticness, but rather it's going to be in the processual movement for which is going to be monetary. You didn't go against anything I just said. Also, there's a lot of things I just said within this view that kind of like went against your view. So I'm going to also say that when you're talking about the meta semantic talks, they're never going to be actually determinate in the sense we can just like replace these with computational variances or variances. In this sense, we're going to be saying that your very view is going to be subordinated towards the very edifice for which is going to be taxonomy. In this sense, we have the tripartite distinctions for which your meta semantic epistemology would never go through, given the fact that the epistemology is going to have these pre-individual forces.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Oh, somebody should let me know. He once again is just repeating himself, saying becoming is a underlying property to which causes these things that have properties. So I don't know if I'm not being clear or like I'm being unconcise. The whole point of what I'm saying is that okay, causality is gonna be defined as this: an event happens, there can or cannot be a means of why this event took place, but in virtue of this event taking place, a result was produced from said event. If becoming is going to be the underlying thing that allows for something to have properties, then becoming in of itself it would need something that allow it to be a underlying thing. Or for example, a good analogy would be becoming would be essence, existence would be the things that have the property. The underlying thing that allows things to be in existence is going to be the essence, aka becoming. But when getting into more primitive truths or notions, below that of an essence itself, okay, well, what's going to be the cause or foundation that allows this essence to even exist or be a thing within reality? Okay, that's where causality comes in. That's what I'm saying. So I hope that analogy conveys the argument that I'm trying to give to you because you're retarded. Then, in reference towards the whole dismissal thing, if you want to get into the meta debating, sure. Like I'll beat you in meta debating too. I'm just gonna dismiss everything you could ever say, past, present, and future. Then, in reference towards the whole meta semantics and different accounts you keep bringing up, I don't know if you can't listen, but bringing up a different account or saying that, oh, I'm debating this person and I'm going to use retarded nigger flow fallacy, this X, Y, and Z as a means of why your argument is wrong. That doesn't tell me anything. Doesn't give me what the view asserts. That doesn't tell me what the view tries to go against or dismiss. You're just saying, oh, yeah, I take X philosophy view. This has this type of vague thing. You use jargon to mask it. You're not actually telling me anything. I've told you this multiple times. Put it in layman terms. Actually explain the jargon. You're just saying words. It's just a nothing burger. It's just a nothing salad. Is this what all you retarded Tron niggas do? Like, this is very bad. Now, in reference towards the whole is and staticky thing. If you're saying that is, I tell you, okay,
What's up, guys?
One Hoser, what's good, man?
Yeah, I don't know
Yo,
what
what's
just
up? We're having a
happened.
debate
Thank
though
you
right
for
now.
muting this fucking retard. Yeah, it's not that for which has the properties, by the way, just to be clear, because properties you're trying to make it attributed in such a way for which it can persist over time, but obviously that's the remodeling, such that it doesn't actually preserve in
Shut
the
up,
sense.
bitch.
It's gonna be metastable, you fucking retard. And for the nigga in the background that's trying to be your dick sucker, obviously you just seen that this nigga is getting beat on. He's obviously making all these fucking blunders in the background. Look, now just to be clear, causality under your view is presupposing this type of pre-given possibility when we're talking about those can talks and those modalities. Obviously, you have this sense for which is supposed to be actually static. You can have the same sense in the sense of the God is existent and God is not existence. Obviously, the is not there for which is going to actually be the infinitive verb. In this sense, is not going to actually give us this underlying sense that's going to be more fluid. It's going to be immutable in the sense. It's going to be invariant, and I'm not going to be holding to that. Obviously, getting back to the past, present, and future, you just said you're going to dismiss everything I'm saying. I'm going to be taking like an Ion Chronos view upon the type of time that we're talking about in these temporal synthesis. In this sense, we're going to be saying that the past, present, and future, obviously the present is going to be that for which is going to be eluded from the past and the future. And obviously, everything that I'm talking about in the manifestation is not going to actually be that for which is only going to be attributed in the sense of my type of vocalization. It's obviously going to be independently liberated by that of the false, for which it's going to go into the form of the true, for which is always going to be aligned in this sense of becoming. So in this sense, it's never going to actually be dismissed. And when we talk about I, that's going to be having this cogito, or any type of time you're trying to speak about the dismissal, it's going to have this cogito, for which is going to be presupposing the static being, for which that does actually apply or adapt upon my type of, I guess, in this sense, strings of symbols that I'm trying to like cogito. I'm going to be saying there's going to be a lawful subject. I couldn't say that in my last response. I'm an anti-essentialist. You didn't go against that. I don't know why you keep on talking about the essence. And also this God, for which is the ontological God you're taking, is going to be obviously presupposing these type of transcendent talks. I'm saying everything is imminent. You didn't go against my view. There's a lot of things I snuck in here, so everything you're going to be saying is not going to actually go through in any type of way possible. Obviously, we have these type of exogenous variables from your view, for which is going to actually be, in this sense, endo consistently aligned in such a way for which is going to actually be presupposing my type of simulacrum. In this sense, it's not going to actually go against my view. You're fucking retard. You're getting beat on, and obviously, you and your whole entire syndicate is obviously dog shit. You're fucking dog shit in every type of way. The nigga in the fucking chat is dog shit. I beat him in the chat too. I don't know why he keeps on speaking in the fucking chat, because he's ass. Like, I don't know how to actually exaggerate that. He is ass. He's dog shit, just like you. Now, to keep on going, go against my view, you fucking retard.
oh, I'm on, bro. Can somebody please let me know when I'm on mute, bro? Like, I'm just sitting in silence.
Sir.
You're good, bro. You're good. In reference to the other points, like at this point, I don't care. Like he just keeps repeating himself, saying, "I'm taking this view," or "I'm an anti-retarded nigger." Therefore, your view is wrong. Like I don't give a shit. I can say, yeah, I'm a epistemic nihilist, right? That can be my view. But why is stating or asserting the view then going to be like this is how niggas debate? Like I have this view and therefore you're wrong. Like this is retarded. Like this isn't how you have like an actual debate or dialect. I don't give a shit about that. The only point that I actually care to respond to, because I have to go do shit, is the whole like property, like whole like God thing, whatever. Like I don't care for that. Like that doesn't respond to anything. We're just going in circles. Now, in reference to two other points. One, nobody has a syndicate. Nobody has a syndicate or anti-syndicate. And assume that I did have a syndicate, people that I do hang out with, Despise, Dead Boy, Jester, all these other guys, they're better than your entire comm. Rizhan is considered high tier and beat people in your comm, and we stump on them on the daily. You guys are all ass. Brayley fucking sucks, lost to Ghosty. You lost to Jester. You lost to Despise. You lost to all these other niggas. I don't know why I'm talking. Tron is a fucking retarded nigger who can't even read. He got killed by Agent. I don't know why I keep bringing up syndicate. You niggas suck. Niggas are all ass. Now, reference to the whole semantic point, that does nothing. You're just, again, reinstating yourself. I'll just give my conclusion in my time. I gave the argument as to why it exists. I gave a probability argument in virtue of it being.
Oh yeah, this guy's dog shit. To go against everything you're just saying, obviously Rizhan is a part of my fucking com, you fucking retard. He's a part of the quote unquote flow syndicate, since people want to make that. Anyway, to keep on going back to what I was trying to say, you fucking retard, and Brawley's a part of our shit too. I don't give a fuck. Now, like I was trying to say, the view is supposed to make a contrary exemplification. So when you're trying to say you're a theist, for an example, right? And I posit I'm an atheist. Well, when I posit I'm an atheist, that's going to actually give us a leveling such that your view is going to be 50, my view is going to be 50. So we have a 50-50. Your conclusion is not going to be inferred if I bring up a contrary hypothesis that accounts for the same data that you're trying to bring in. In that sense, it can still ensure a conclusion. You fucking retard. Unless there's going to be an inconsistency such that it's going to be making this non-triviality into a triviality if we take like a Chris Mortensen account. We don't have to have the contradictions because obviously that's going to be a classical logic type of thought for which obviously your view is going to be falsified if it has a contradiction. I might not take that. Now, to get back to what I was trying to say. Now, you're speaking about everything about the properties or the things. I'm going to be saying that that's a confusion to say that there is the substance and then you add the property applied to it. That model assumes that there is a self-identical subject that underlies in its own predicates. But I might just say that the relations, the capacities, the effects, and the events are going to be constituted by a pattern of these differential relations and powers in this sense. And we might just say that the knife, in this sense, is not going to have the property of sharpness, but the knife has the capacity to cut into the certain assemblages and encounters. In that sense, you might just say it's going to enter into a relation, such that it's never going to actually be preceded in your sense. So all your meta is not going to work. Everything that you're saying is going to actually be like dismantled, actually deterritorialized, to be more specific. And everything that you're saying is going to be obviously having this dogmatic and representational imagery of thought, which I'm going against, obviously, the representational view, and also for the view of the talking time. Actually, my last time, I'm just gonna be saying that you're dog shit. You lost to everybody that I've ever seen.
Let's debate, Trouble.
Oh, yo, to
Wait,
said that.
they're currently in a debate, but I think they're exchanging their last points there right now. This is your
Yo,
talking
Bussy.
time.
Oh, that's Tron. Sure, we can debate after. Oh, after I debate Brayley. So, in reference to, just fucking threw me off. The last point that was said about like stating a view, and if the view is stated, it takes to like 100% to 50-50 and not like an indirect conclusion. He said, I would agree that if we're in a debate and two people are bringing up views, and I affirm this to be the case, and then the person brings up a anti-view of that, and they actually elaborate upon that view and explain what the view actually is and what it asserts and why they think this is the case, and actually go against what I'm saying, then
Your
sure.
ass.
But what is happening right now is that I'll give an argument or I'll say something. I know why Tron's talking. He's a skinny, feral bitch that is retarded. You can get beat up next. Secondly speaking, when we were debating, or as we are debating, I'll give an argument or I'll say something. And as a response, you'll just do like the nigger retarded flow jargon and then just say something and say, oh, I'm this, and then just move on to the next thing. We can just go to conclusions. Like, we're done here. This nigga is ass, bro. Tron is ass. You're extremely fucking ass.
Put them on mute. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to keep on going. So everything you're just going to be saying is going to be dismissed, by the way. And just to keep on going, you don't need to bring about why it's the case, right? I don't need to bring about why my contrary hypothesis that I'm trying to bring about is going to be the case. And I have actually given a description, some taxonomy upon the views. So if you're going to be saying, like, again, you're going to be a theist, and I'm just going to be saying, well, why can't one be an atheist? Or why can't one be an agnosticist? Well, obviously, I don't have to prove why either one is the case, and I don't have to be either one of them, right? All I have to do is just show why your conclusion is not going to be inferred, especially that you're going to be on the positive claim. You fucking retard, okay? This is bad for you. You don't know what's going on, okay? Now, to keep on going, you're shit. You're dog shit. And we're going to go to conclusions in a second. But I'm just going to bring up these last things because I know that you're ass. Now, obviously, I'm going to be saying that your whole entire view is going to be obviously falling in the sense that it's going to have these type of collider various and these type of collider what was it called? Bias? I'm pretty sure. It was a collider bias, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to be saying that there's going to be a collider bias, there's going to be a mediator variable such that it's never going to actually get to your true cause or effect. We're going to be saying that when you talk about God causing that, I'm just going to be saying it's going to go through an interface for which there is going to be a differential process.
Oh, gracious.
You're muted, Trouble.
All right, thank you. One last thing. Can I give my conclusion within my conclusion? Not conclusion, but my argumentation time.
So I'm gonna pause the time temporarily so you guys could talk about that. Do you both feel comfortable going to the conclusion?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm
What was
fine
that,
with doing it
sorry?
right now.
Are you okay with that, Flo?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So
Oh yeah,
this could be the
hold
conclusion.
on, Archie, 1
Uh-huh.
second. Wait, 1 second before he does anything. I just want to tell Tron. He said correspondence theory is a theory of justification. Okay, with that being said, go ahead.
Okay. Also, just real quick before you guys conclude, Brawley no longer can debate at the moment. So are you okay with debating Tron right after this trouble?
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
lose to Tron
yeah,
next.
sure. Yeah, sure. Billy can run away. That's
Okay.
fine. I'll beat the head leader.
All right.
Can I give my conclusion now? Or
Yeah. So this is your conclusion time. You'll have
okay,
2 minutes.
okay, thank you. The conclusions to I think of one debate is just one, like he didn't respond towards my theory of justification and why I think it is the case. As a secondly speaking, he didn't respond towards the probability argument as to why God would exist. And overall didn't go against the like what is it, becoming being a I guess being encompassed within that causality itself and not something that is above it or I guess can give rise towards it in of itself. Everything that he tried to reduce my view to say, oh, these meta semantics or X, Y, and Z reduces the model of my view or whatever, like that, all that shit just fell short and didn't actually debunk anything or even, I guess, dispute the view in of itself. So overall, I think Flo is just a retard with a lisp. He doesn't even have good dreads or even good hair and is short too. We can just end the debate here. Tron, please mic up. What topic do you want to do?
Okay, no, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna get my
I don't
conclusions.
know why
You
he's
have to stop
talking. So
that.
Tron,
Okay,
please.
yes,
What topic
no,
you
I'm
want to do,
giving my
Tron?
conclusions. Put this guy on mute. Put him on this bitch. All right, yeah. So just to be clear, he's chopped as fuck. He has a big ass nose. He has a lot of wrinkles on his face. But to keep on going, like I was trying to say, it seems to be the fact that I did go against everything that he was speaking about. I went against his theory of justification. I went against his theory of argumentation. I went against his meta semantics employment, given his taxonomy. To keep on going back to what I was trying to say, everything that I was doing, given the identifications that was going to be the parameters under his view, were actually going to assume these type of aberrant models of thoughts, these dogmatic image of thoughts, etc. This representational primacy. I went against all of that. He never went against that because he's a retard. And I know he can't go against it because he's a retard. To keep on going back into it, yeah, he blundered by saying a correspondence theory is a theory of justification. I've proven why it's a theory of truth. I've proven why the entailment relations are never going to be what he wants to put it at the pedestal. To keep on going, I bring up transcendental empiricism. He didn't go against that. I bring up the plane of eminence. He didn't go against that. He's a retard. Yeah, so there's more stuff that he didn't go against. He said that there's a causality which presupposes a type of pre-given possibility. I went against contingencies. He didn't go against that. I went against his causation equals correlation when he was bringing up a lot of correlation concepts given the seemings. I went against that. He didn't go against that. I said that nothing has properties in this sense. Obviously, the additionalization of properties are going to be after the substance. I went against that. I said is not going to be describing models in the sense that's going to actually be this invariant type of postulate. He didn't go against that. I bring up a theory of argumentation, which is a preference-based argumentation framework or a unified argumentation framework for knowledge qualification. He didn't go against that. I went against when he tried to say he's going to dismiss everything, given the fact that he was trying to say that everything is going to be dismissed at the past, present, and future. I bring up ions and chronos. I just said that whatever I'm saying with a manifestation is just going to be dynamically aligned. And when he says that he's going to deny everything that I'm talking about, it's just going to be having this stable, static type of, Koki tail here. And I went against that. I didn't hold to that. He said justifies is going to be through the means of epistemological inferences or epistemology and inferences. I went against that. I just said that the epistemology is going to be external. It's going to be this exogenous adaptation towards that of the reasons of the type of not analytic. I meant to say premises. I said it's not anything on the truth. The truth is going to be liberated by the power of the false. Obviously, the form of the truth is just going.
Okay, guys. That is technically the conclusion time.
Yeah, okay. To keep on going, like I was trying to say, I don't say that anything is the
Wait,
case
who's judging?
because I'm
Are you
not trying to
judging
get to the
Archie?
case.
Oh shit, yo,
It was nutty, you said that.
I'm
Yeah.
not judging, but we do want to keep it like a bit organized since we have a
Yeah,
lot of
but
debate
that's
going on.
That's perfect.
Alright, so Tron, please
Let's
mic up.
talk
Yeah.
about
Please,
theism.
please mic up.
Give the
Please
argument.
mic
Before
up.
I've
you
already
guys
mic'd up.
Oh,
continue, I
what
need
topic do you
to
want to
end the
do, Tron? What
previous
topic do you want to
We
do?
can
recording.
talk about theology. Do you have
Oh
Before
yeah, hold
you
on,
theology?
wait,
guys
and then, hold on, hold
continue, I
on, and
have
then
to end
recording.
Bro,
the
you're
previous
already 2
recording.
seconds backwards into the conversation. You're
You
a
were
fucking
such a
retard.
dead
1
rider,
second in.
bro.
Okay.
Who are you
You
in
can
the
talk about
background?
theology. You could give like a defense for God. When
Bro,
obviously
shut
the
your
Buffalo
bitch ass up, bro.
You
despise,
suck.
bro.
You're not good. That's what you lost.
Bro,
You got
go on
scared
Bro,
of me.
you jumped in the
You got
air and
scared of
caught
me,
that nigga
and you got
Tron dead with
actually
your
scared
mouth,
acting
bro.
by me in every type of way
That nigga
possible.
Jester
So I could cheat
molested
on
you,
you.
my nigga. You got groomed by Jester.
Bro, that
Calm
shit's
down.
not funny. Y'all
But
niggas is
yeah,
like Team
You
Rocket.
heard
Y'all
me.
just
I
come
don't
and
Trouble.
dick ride
know.
each other, bro. Y'all niggas come
You
and
just
be
out
some
here.
You're a low
prepare
tier
for
Christian
trouble.
retard.
A
You're
That's
out
no
leaky
fun,
here.
double.
nigga.
Just
But
in
yeah,
bed
Y'all
talking
niggas
about
come and
yo,
sex.
dick ride
closet
each
gay
other all
trouble.
day.
Where you at?
Like
You can
all
give
you
the
guys
defense for
suck. You
theism.
guys are not good. You just
You're
corresponding to
all
the
warps.
theory of
Like your
gender.
dumb fuck friend. You're dick
Bro,
riding
like
a
you see
retard
the
who
like these
confused
niggas are
correspondence
literally
theory
sucking
trees with
each
a
other
fucking theory
off.